All right, we're gonna do some more of the Kybalion. It was not my intention to do the whole book, right? But after I was reading, I only wanted to one chapter, the intro, and then the one chapter on the seven principles, real quick. But when after I did it last night, it was just felt so good. It was so exciting. I was like, we gonna do some more of this, okay? Actually, because like I said, I think I have maybe like four more chapters to read. I don't know. Yeah, about four more chapters to read, 4 or 5 more chapters. Well, maybe not. About four more chapters, and it got me so excited. It felt so good. So I started off where I left off. My own personal reading of the book. Okay, but anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. I'm Kenyatta, the ArtKitech. On this channel, we build and destroy simultaneously, for there can be no resurrection without destruction. Once again, I'm Kenyatta, but you will refer to me as Miss Kenyatta, Queen, Goddess, Empress, okay, Princess, okay, whatever I tell you to refer to me as, all right, Doctor Kenyatta. But anyway, okay, what else? What else? Okay, once again, I have no enemies, all right. Loving goodwill, taking care of within, eliminates that without, and I won't tolerate anyone being common or disrespectful to me, or anyone who genuinely supports me on my platform, and definitely not none of that bully shit. All right. So let's get into it here. We're gonna go right into chapter. I got to put my glasses on, honey. Okay, chapter 5. My readers here. Okay, it's like you can see it, but it's just not like sharp. But that's that. It's that aging thing. Okay. And it stands to reason. And then, I'm sure technology, being on the phone, having the phone up in your face all day long, and in the computer and all of that kind of stuff, doesn't help it. Okay, doesn't help the situation. When I was in the books that I told you guys about, Take Off Your Glasses and See, I can't remember the name of the other book, okay, but these were things that I had learned about when I was studying with the Hebrew community, okay. It was the, once again, African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem. Ben Ami was the one of the founders, and he was the leader of that community when I was there. So I went to Israel, and because that's where they were headquartered at, in Israel, in Dimona, Israel. Some of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with it. And we went to okay, where did the person that I stayed with the first time I went, he was one of the ministers, Sar Eliyahu, okay. And he was like, kind of like, you would equate it to, like, you could what did we call him? Kind of like a godfather type of thing, okay? And that's who I chose. I really, really liked him and his family. Wonderful people. But they didn't live in Dimona. They lived in one of the suburbs. Well, kind of, yeah, suburbs, I guess we call it that. Well, another city, okay? But I can't remember the name of it right now. But anyway, it looked like a suburb. It looked like he was in California or something, okay? He took me to, it was a walk. We walked from his house to, the edge of because it was like on a mountain, I guess you could say, mountainous. And we walked to the edge, and it was just, oh my God, it was just so, just land, okay, just barren land. But that's where we saw some of the nomadic indigenous people, okay, like in tents and stuff. And he did the same thing. Matter of fact, he may have been the one who told me about the whole thing with the glasses, because he wouldn't wear his glasses because he was trying to exercise his eyes to strengthen them, to be able to see clearly. And I didn't have my glasses. I've been wearing glasses since the 4th grade. So I was always the type that, I remember I was in college, and I wear my glasses all the time. Now my roommate, she had, but I was in 11th grade. I was a junior in college, and I didn't know the girl wore glasses. I remember at one point she said something about her glasses. I was like, glasses? I didn't know you wore glasses. And she said, yeah. I said, well, why don't you wear them? She was like, why do you wear yours all the time? You always have your glasses on. And I was like, because I need to see. I'm like, duh. And then her and a couple other my friends at the time, I think another one had a prescription, but she never wore glasses. And they were like, "You wear your glasses all the time. You're not allowing the muscles to strengthen. It just weakens them, and it makes your eyesight worse." So I was like, "Hell, I thought I was supposed to wear them all the time." Y'all, I was type. I wake up in the morning, glasses on my nightstand. I put my glasses on, keep them on all day, lay down to go to sleep. That's when I take them off, and I had done that for years. Okay. And I didn't care what she said, I was still doing it. You know what I'm saying? um but anyway, well, when I got contacts, I would at least wait till, that would probably be like the last thing I would put on at that point, when I got ready for my day or whatever. But I was looking at all of this land, it was just miles and miles and miles and miles of beautiful land and blue sky. And he was just saying to me, just think about, people before, the technology with the computer screen and everything right in front of our faces, how strong people's eyes were, to be able to see clearly, without an aid here. All of that land out there, and I didn't have my glasses on, but I did have them with me. I would fight, not to put them on, but I wanted to see all of that clearly, as sharp as I possibly could, so, but anyway, so constantly have, the stuff like right up here, but, we live in a different time too, we're not, we don't have to run, from, animal coming to get us, while we setting up, our tent or whatever made out of wood and leaves and and the huts and all that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Hunting, for deer or whatever animal out there, for food and all of that kind of stuff. We're not in the same kind of conditions, okay? But I still, but some of this with the eyesight, when it begins to kind of deteriorate, it's, from, at least what the eye doctor told me, it's kind of an age thing. You reach to get over a certain age, it's just going to happen. Doesn't anybody say you're going to go blind and all that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, your vision just is not as sharp. Makes sense. Like your hearing is not as sharp. Sometimes with my daughter, I have been surprised at the things that, I had my daughter, I was about 34 years old. Okay, so when her dad was 44, we were old folks having, what I'm saying, having a child. But I'm just saying that to say, as she's aging, but I'm, not in my 20s aging with my daughter. I'm damn near 35 aging with my daughter, 34. But sometimes I would be surprised at the things that she could hear, in a song. Like, you heard that? You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear that? Or like, if I couldn't listening to, thank you for the one thumbs up. Or if I'm listening to a song or whatever, how some songs you can't make out exactly what they're saying, okay? But she could make it out so clearly, and I was like, I don't know what they say, and she would be able to tell me, oh, they said such. I was like, you heard that? She would be right, or how sharp her vision was. I remember when she was a infant, and I would breastfeed her, and I would look down at her, and I would look at her eyes. Her eyes were just like so crystal clear, that just pure white. Oh, I just thought, like, wow, look at all of this beauty and purity. Her eyes are pure white, but anyway, how she would be, and her sense of smell. Oh, she could just pick up smells really, really good. It's like, wow. I experienced that, and her hearing, everything was just so sharp. And it's like, well, that's that youth, But I experienced that. Like I said before, I went through a spell of eating raw, like twice. One time when I was in the Hebrews, I was married to the brother, and we both ate raw for at least 6 weeks. We did it all day. We didn't eat any cooked food for like 6 weeks, and I noticed my hearing was becoming clearer. Whereas certain, like I was always be driving and had the music on blast. You know what I mean? But it got to the point, like, oh, that's too loud. Normally, I want as loud as I can possibly get it. You know what I'm saying? And I just noticed how things were becoming clearer, my hearing and whatnot. Mainly I noticed it with my hearing more than anything. I can't remember anything else right now, but yeah, we did that. So very interesting. All right, but we're going to get into this. Okay. Kybalion. We're going to start with chapter 5, the mental universe. In quotes, the universe is mental, held in the mind of the all, the Kybalion. Okay. Now remember last night when we got done, what did we say? Okay, that the all is spirit. Okay, but here the question: what is spirit? This question cannot be answered for the reason that its definition is practically that of the all. Okay, which cannot be explained or defined, and we went over that. So if the all is spirit, okay, then what is the spirit? We already said the all. Can't be explained, can't be defined. Okay, spirit is simply a name. Okay, like chance, it is a name for a law unrecognized, but spirit here is simply a name that men give to the highest conception of infinite living mind. Remember, not life in mind, but living mind. Okay, it's simply a name, once again, that men give to the highest conception of infinite living mind, spirit. It means the real essence. It means living mind, as much superior to life and mind as we know them, as the latter are superior to mechanical energy and matter. Spirit transcends our understanding, and we use the term merely that we may think or speak of the all. Okay, once again, spirit transcends our understanding, and we use the term merely that we may think or speak of the all for the purposes, okay, that we may speak of it, okay, well, let's just keep on. For the purposes of thought and understanding, we are justified in thinking of spirit as infinite living mind for the purposes of thought and understanding here, okay, to think, to understand, so that we are clear. We are justified in thinking of spirit as infinite living mind, at the same time acknowledging that we cannot fully understand it, all right? We must either do this or stop thinking of the matter at all. But we ain't gonna stop thinking of it. Okay, let us now proceed to a consideration of the nature of the universe as a whole and in its parts. All right, here you find some things that concept in Hinduism. All right, Hinduism is considered, okay, possibly the oldest, okay, religion, philosophy, way of life, whatever, okay, on the earth. Okay, some people may say the Vedic philosophy, which I would say Hinduism springs out of, but they cannot, which is, within it. Okay, they cannot, there's no identifiable founder of Hinduism. They don't know when it started, how it got started. They can't find no information about it, okay? But here, let's continue on. Let us now proceed to a consideration of the nature of the universe as a whole and in its parts. What is as a whole? Okay, the universe as a whole and in its parts. What is the universe? We have seen that there can be nothing outside of the all. Okay, we already talked about that last night. Okay, there can be nothing outside. I'm trying to get comfortable here. Okay, that there can be nothing outside of the all. Then is the universe the all? No. This cannot be, because the universe seems to be made up of many, okay, and is constantly changing. And in other ways, it does not measure up to the ideas that we are compelled to accept regarding the all. Okay, as stated in our last lesson, let's see, it's constantly changing, made up of many, okay, many parts, okay, and it does not measure up to the ideas that we are compelled to accept. Okay, then if the universe be not the all, then it must be nothing. If the universe be not the all, then it must be nothing. Such is the inevitable conclusion of the mind at first thought. But this will not satisfy the question, all right? Of course not. For we are sensible of the existence of the universe. Okay, sensible, senses, we see it, okay, we exist in it, okay, so we are sensible of the existence of the universe. So that's not going to satisfy the question to say that, the universe, if it's not the all, then it must be nothing, okay. Interesting. Okay. That is, they're saying that is inevitably the conclusion of the mind at first thought. Okay. Let's keep going. Then, if the universe is neither the all nor nothing, what can it be? Let us examine this question. If the universe exists at all, or seems to exist, it must proceed in some way from the all. It must be a creation of the all. This is the Tao, from which all things. It's not a God, it's not a deity, or anything like that. Okay, the Tao, from which all things originate. Okay, again, they stated in the book when we first went over it, you are going to find these principles in all religions. Okay, throughout the earth. Okay, and I'm only speaking of ones that I'm familiar with. Okay, you got so many more. Okay, then I'm sure you're going to find these principles in them. Okay, and this is why when I used to teach comparative world religion, you find so many similarities throughout all these religions. Okay, so many more, a lot of similarities. Okay, okay, so let's get back here. Some people will say, "Oh, they stole this one, stole it from that one, that one stole it from that one." I don't necessarily. I used to think like that. Okay, I don't anymore. Okay, I don't think it was so much as stealing, maybe a borrowing. Okay, taking. This is what humans do. This is what they do. Okay, it's not always this nefarious intention to steal. Okay, because it's still going to exist in the culture that it was quote unquote borrowed from, taken from. Still, okay. I just think that's a kind of a uh, maybe kind of a simple way to look at it. Okay, I'm not saying dumb or stupid. Okay, I think I'll call something dumb and stupid with no problem if that's how I view it. Okay, so I'm not saying that. I just think that that's kind of a easy way to look at something. Okay, or to understand something. All right, but anyway. If the universe exists at all or seems to exist, it must proceed in some way from the all. Okay. It must be a creation of the all. We're not saying that the universe is the all. Okay. It must be a creation of the all. It must proceed from the all. But as something can never come from nothing, okay, from what could the all have created it? Some philosophers have answered this question by saying that the all created the universe from itself. That is, from the being and substance of the all. All right. Some philosophers have answered the question by saying that all created the universe from itself. How? From what? Okay. From being and substance of the all. All right. It is the all. Okay. But this will not do. For the all cannot be this will not do, for the all cannot be subtracted from, nor divided, as we have seen. Okay, and then again, if this be so, would not each particle in the universe be aware of its being the all? The all could not lose its knowledge of itself, nor actually become an atom or blind force or lowly living thing. Some men indeed realizing that the all is indeed all, and also recognizing that they, the men, existed, have jumped to the conclusion that they and the all were identical, and they have filled the air with shouts of, in all caps, "I am God," all right? To the amusement of the multitude and the sorrow of sages, all right? The claim of the corpuscle that "I am man" would be modest in comparison. But what indeed is the universe? If it be not the all, not yet created by the all. Okay, but what indeed is the universe? If it be not the all, not yet created by the all, having separated itself into fragments, What else can it be? Of what else can it be made? This is interesting here, okay? All right. This is the great question. Let us examine it carefully. We find here that the principle of correspondence, lesson 1, comes to our aid here. The old Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, may be pressed into service at this point. Let us endeavor to get a glimpse of the workings on higher planes by examining those on our own. The principle of correspondence must apply to this as well as to other problems. Let us see. Okay, let's look real quick. Okay, at the principle of correspondence, just for a refresher. Okay, as above, so below. Once again, this embodies the principle of correspondence, that truth, that there is always a correspondence between the laws and the phenomena of the various planes of being and life. Okay, as above, so below, as below, so above. And the grasping of this principle gives one the means of solving many a dark paradox and hidden secret of nature. Okay, all right. This is a hidden secret. I feel like that's what is being said here. So let's get back to this. Okay. All right. Let us see. On his own. Okay. Let us see. On his own plane of being, how does man create? Well, first, he may create by making something out of outside materials, but this will not do. But there are no materials outside of the all with which it may create. Well, then, secondly, man procreates or reproduces his kind by the process of begetting, which is self-multiplication, accomplished by transferring a portion of his substance to his offspring. Okay, we understand that. But this will not do, because the all cannot transfer or subtract a portion of itself, nor can it reproduce or multiply itself. In the first place, there would be a taking away, and in the second case, a multiplication or addition to the all, both thoughts being in absurdity. Is there no third way in which man creates? Yes, there is. He creates mentally. Okay, there it is. And in so doing, he uses no outside materials. Okay. Well, it's not outside of yourself. Okay. He uses no outside materials, nor does he reproduce himself, and yet his spirit pervades the mental creation. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Okay. I was just looking at pervades. Make sure I understand it. Third person present pervades, especially of a smell, spread through and be perceived in every part of. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, we are justified in considering that all creates the universe mentally in a manner akin to the process whereby man creates mental images. Did I skip something here? Okay, no. Okay, yes, I did. Okay. Following the principle of correspondence, we are justified in considering that the all creates the universe mentally. Okay. In a manner akin to the process whereby man creates mental images. And here is where the report of reason tallies precisely with the report of the illumined as shown by their teachings and writings. Such are the teachings of the way except mentally, without either using material, and there is none to use, or else reproducing itself, which is also impossible. There is no escape from the conclusion of the reason. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's something, a comparison here, but I don't think so. I think it just has to be taken and absorbed as is. Okay, let's see. The all can create in no other way except mentally, without either using material, and there is none to use, or else reproducing itself, which is also impossible. There is no escape from this conclusion of the reason, which, as we have said, agrees with the highest teachings of the illumined. Okay. Just as you, student, may create a universe of your own in your mentality, so does the all create universes in its own mentality. But your universe is the mental creation of a finite mind, whereas that of the all is the creation of an infinite. The two are similar in kind, but infinitely different in degree. We shall examine more closely into the process of creation and manifestation as we proceed. But this is the point to fix in your minds at this stage, okay? Hold this in your mind. The universe and all it contains is a mental creation of the all. Verily, indeed, all is mind, okay? Mental creation, once again, okay? The universe is mental. Here, in quotes, the all creates in its infinite mind. Okay, the all creates in its infinite mind countless universes which exist from aeons of time, and yet, too, the all, the creation, development, decline, and death of a million universes is as the time of the twinkling of an eye. All right, the Kybalion. In quotes, the infinite mind of the all is the womb of the universes, the Kybalion. Now, let's look at this. The principle of gender, lesson 1, and other lessons to follow, is manifested on all planes of life, material, mental, and spiritual. The principle of gender is manifested on all planes. Okay, we went over that already. Remember that. But as we have said before, gender does not mean sex. Sex is merely a material manifestation of gender. Gender means relating to gender. Gender means relating to generation or creation. All right. And wherever anything is generated or created on any plane, the principle of gender must be manifested. And this is true even in the creation of the universes. All right. Now, do not jump to the conclusion that we are teaching that there is a male and female God or creator. That idea is merely a distortion of the ancient teachings on the subject. The true teaching is that the all in itself is above gender, as it is above every other law, including those of time and space. So interesting here, okay? The true teaching is that the all in itself is above gender, as it is above every other law, including those of time and space. It is the law from which the laws proceed, and it is not subject to them. All right? It is the law from which laws proceed, and is not subject to them. But when the all manifests on the plane of generation or creation, then it acts according to law and principle. For it is moving on a lower plane of being. Okay. The law, the all is above these laws. Okay. Including those of time and space. Okay. The all is the law from which all laws proceed. Okay. It is not subject to those laws, because it is higher than those laws. But when it is operating, when the all manifests rather on the plane of generation or creation, it acts according to law and principle. Why? Because it's on a lower plane of being, okay? And consequently, it manifests the principle of gender in its masculine and feminine aspects on the mental plane, of course, okay? You can understand why this can be viewed as the all could be viewed as a deity. But the problem is with that, or a God, but the problem is with that, as we found with the theology, as it was stating before, theology is study of God, giving God these attributes, okay, or this deity these attributes, giving all these attributes. And once again, if you can, then in terms of personality and et cetera, that we went over last night, then that's not it. All right. The idea may seem startling to some of you who hear it for the first time, but you have all really passively accepted it in your everyday conceptions. You speak of the fatherhood of God and the motherhood of nature, of God, the Divine Father, and nature, the universal mother, and have thus instinctively acknowledged the principle of gender in the universe. Is this not so? Of course. But the Hermetic teaching does not imply a real duality. The all is one. The two aspects are merely aspects of manifestation, okay? They're just manifestations of the all, okay, on a lower plane of being, all right? What's the lower plane of being? Lower than the all, okay? The teaching is that the masculine principle manifested by the all stands in a way apart from the actual. Let me come reading too fast. Hold on. The teaching is that the masculine principle manifested by the all stands in a way apart from the actual mental creation of the universe. It projects its will toward the feminine principle, which may be called nature, whereupon the latter begins the actual work of the evolution of the universe from simple centers of activity on to man and then on and on still higher, all according to well-established and firmly enforced laws of nature. I'm going to read that again, okay, because that was a lot here. But the Hermetic teaching does not imply a real duality. The all is one, once again. The two aspects, the masculine and the feminine, are merely aspects of manifestation of the all, okay, once again on the lower plane of being, okay. The teaching is that the masculine principle, okay, manifested by the all, stands in a way apart from the actual mental creation of the universe. Isn't this interesting? Okay, so the masculine principle stands apart from the actual mental creation of the universe, but the masculine principle projects its will toward the feminine principle, which may be called nature. Okay, the masculine principle projects its will. Okay, remember we talked about that, toward the feminine principle, whereupon the latter, which is the feminine principle, begins the actual work of the evolution of the universe from simple centers of activity onto man and then on and on still higher, all according to well-established and firmly enforced laws of nature. If you prefer the old figures of thought, you may think of the masculine principle as God, okay? The Father, and the feminine principle nature, the universal mother, from whose womb all things have been born. Okay, that's what it's saying, in other words. Okay, the masculine projecting its will. Okay, the masculine, if you want to use this line of thinking, okay, as God the Father. Okay, and the feminine principle as nature, God the Father projecting its will toward nature, and where a nature, okay, or the universal mother from whose womb all things, okay, have been born. Okay, there is more than a mere, this is more than a mere poetic figure of speech. It is an idea of the actual process of the creation of the universe. But always remember that the all is but one, all right? And that in its infinite mind, the universe is generated, created, and exists. Always remember that the all is but one, okay? It's not these two aspects, it is one. And that in its infinite mind, the universe, okay, so in the infinite mind, the infinite living mind of the all, okay, in the infinite living mind of the all right, the universe is generated, it is created in it and exists. Okay, it may help you to get the proper idea if you will apply the law of correspondence to yourself and your own mind. Okay, you know that part of you which you call I, in a sense, stands apart and witnesses the creation of mental images in your mind. You know that the part of you, let me say it like that, I missed the word the. You know that the part of you which you call I, in a sense, stands apart, all right? I stands apart and witnesses, okay, creation of mental images here in our mind. That's what they say, okay? That these what we see are mental images in our mind, all right? The part of your mind in which the mental, like I was saying with the whole matrix thing in those pods, okay, the mental images that they saw in their mind, yet while they were, you know, I don't know what you want to say, sleep, I guess, okay, that they all, I feel like, as we do, okay, came together and created this space, or lived, or created this matrix space, because without their minds, it would not have existed. It wouldn't have worked without the mind of the people that they had in the pods. Okay. Okay, they weren't dead. You understand what I'm saying? They were feeding off of them, but they wasn't dead. Okay. The part of your mind, okay, in which the part of your mind in which the mental generation is accomplished may be called the me. Okay, the part of your mind in which the mental generation is accomplished may be called the me, in distinction from the I. The I stands apart, witnesses, and examines the thoughts, ideas, and images of the me. Wow. Okay, let me see. I don't know how to break that down. The part of your mind in which the mental generation is accomplished may be called the me. Okay. Let me think for them. I'm trying to think. Trying to put it in sentence form in my head here. Okay. Part of your mind in which the mental generation is accomplished, okay, was generated, which the mental, what we see in our mind, which is generated, may be called the me, in distinction from the I. The I stands apart and witnesses and examines. Okay. The I stands apart, witnesses, and examines. Stands apart, witnesses, examines. Okay. The me, what is it? Examines thoughts, ideas, and images. I got it. Okay. The I stands apart and witnesses and examines the thought. Okay. The I just stands apart and witnesses and examines. Okay. What does it witness and examine? It witnesses and examines. I got it. Boom. Thoughts, ideas, and images of the me, still of your mind, that you are putting out there from the mental images that are in your mind. As above, so below. Remember, and the phenomena of one plane may employ to solve the riddles of higher or lower planes. As above, so below. Remember, and the phenomena of one plane may be employed to solve. There it is. Okay. The phenomena of one, as above, so below. As above, so below. As below, so above. Okay, so the phenomena of one plane, whichever one, whether it be above or below, may be employed to solve the riddles. That was the law of correspondence of higher or lower planes. All right. Is it any wonder that you, the child, feel that instinctive reverence for the all, which feeling we call religion? Remember, we talked about this institutionalized, okay? It's institutionalized, okay? Which feeling we call religion. Is it any wonder that you, the child, okay, feel that instinctive reverence for the all? Okay, instinctive, okay? Instinctive reverence. That's why, sometimes when people get to talk about religion, oh, it was created to control people. Maybe it was used. It has been used to do that, all of this stuff, all of these institutions, they have been maybe usurped and taken, okay, and used to control and destroy and dismantle people. But I don't believe it was created for that. None of them. I believe it was created for that purpose. Okay, these things are instinctual in man, in human beings. Okay, I'll just say that. Okay, created, I feel like, for our time and space here. Okay, answering questions. Why are we here? What is this all about? Okay, religion, philosophy, answer those questions. Okay, so it is an instinctive reverence. I'm talking about in its inception. Okay, the formation of various religions. Okay, philosophies, asking questions. Okay, maybe religion, philosophy giving different answers. Okay, I went over that earlier, okay, in one of my videos a long time ago when I first started this. Okay, however, I don't believe that it was made to control people. It is instinctive. You can get rid of one, you can get rid of all of them that we currently have. Guess what? Human beings are going to create another. And in the process of getting rid of one, they're in the process of creating another. which is usually that process of however they're getting rid of one, that process that they're in is the creation of another. Okay, but anyway, is it any wonder that you, the child, feel that instinctive reverence for the awe? It's instinctive within us for whatever reason it is. Okay, here we are saying which feeling we call religion. That respect and reverence for what? For the Father mind. It's a question here. Is it any wonder that when you consider the works and wonders of nature, you are overcome with a mighty feeling which has its roots away down in your innermost being? It is the mother mind here that you are pressing close up to like a babe to the breast. These are instinctive here. The father mind, the mother mind, okay? The law, the principle of gender, okay? All right. Okay. Instinctive. Do not make the mistake of supposing that the little world, do not make the mistake of supposing that the little world you see around you, the earth, which is a mere grain of dust in the universe, is the universe itself. Absolutely. This is kind of like what I was saying last night. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the earth. The all, okay? What is that? Really? We are probably less in our being, less than a mere grain of dust. Is that what it's saying? Yeah. Okay. It's talking about the earth. You know, you think about you, yourself, less than, you know, a sharpened pencil point on a piece of paper. This is why I feel here it was saying, some men indeed, realizing that the all is indeed all, and also recognizing that they existed, have jumped to the conclusion that they and the all were identical. No. Okay. If I'm understanding this correctly, I believe I am. And they have filled the air with shouts of, in all caps, I am God. Okay. Let's keep going here. Okay, once again, do not make the mistake of supposing that the little world you see around you, the earth, which is a mere grain of dust in the universe, is the universe itself. There are millions upon millions of such worlds and greater. Okay, and there are millions of such universes in existence within the infinite mind of the all. Wow. Kind of reminds me of I saw these movies, Men in Black, okay, but what I can't tell you everything that happened, who was who, what was what. All I remember was that dog had that leash on, and in his little thing, it was a whole universe in there, okay, a whole world in there, okay. Hell, you go out, and I tried to do the whole fixing up the gardening. Man, fuck that. And it was it was not a huge space, but it was a space in front of the old house I lived in, my grandparents' house. My grandmother used to get down in there all the time, okay? So I called myself, I'm going to go. That just ain't my thing, okay? And I don't feel bad about that, okay? You understand what I'm saying? I went down there. I mean, it's a whole world. It's a whole universe down there. A whole fucking world. I was like, look at these are critters and creatures and species of things I have never seen or heard of before. What is that? Okay, I'm like, it's a whole world down there. All right, but let's get into it here. Okay, but think of realms and beings and so on and so forth that look at the earth in the way that I looked at that little flower bed. Okay, there are millions upon millions of such worlds and greater, and there are millions of such universes in existence within the infinite mind of the all. You know, I used to look at me like, you take a leaf itself and think that you can discover all the inner and outer workings of just that one mere thing, please. As a whole world and realm, okay, of existence, okay. It might drive you a little crazy if you dig too deep into it and find out all the mysteries of it. I don't care what science they think they have broken it down and told you all aspects of it. No. I don't believe that. Oh, I'm just using that as an example, okay? All right. So the mysteries, okay, of the processes of it, everything. All right, let's keep going, okay? There are millions upon, like there was, I know I keep stopping. There was a video one time, um, the man I was married to when I was with the Hebrews, he had a video about, what was it? Just the things on our skin, these living things on our bodies, on our skin, okay, living, moving, little creatures that you don't see looking like at that. I mean, it's a whole world and realm just living on you. Okay, organisms, whatever you want to call them. Okay, look like little bugs to me. Okay, there are millions upon millions of such worlds and greater, and there are millions of such universes in existence within the infinite mind of the all. And even in our own little solar system, there are regions and planes of life far higher than ours. And even in our own little solar system, there are regions and planes of life far higher than ours. And beings compared to which we earth-bound mortals are as the slimy. I just said that. Looking at the way I looked at that flower bed, okay, are as the slimy life forms that dwell on the ocean's bed when compared to man. There are beings with powers and attributes higher than man has ever dreamed of the gods possessing, even. There are beings. That's why I feel like, we talk about gods and we talk about, angels and demons. I just feel like there's so much more than that. So much more than that, okay, of the beings, okay, that exist, all right, with powers and attributes higher than man has ever dreamed of the gods possessing. There may be beings and whatnot, okay, that we have not even heard of, that man has not even begun to discover, tap into yet, okay. All right, and I'm sure, okay, and yet these beings were once as you and still lower, and you will be even as they and still higher in time, for such is the destiny of man as reported by the illumined. This is our destiny, the destiny of man. And death is not real, even in the relative sense. It is but birth to a new life. Okay, no ending. Okay, you continue on, and you shall go on and on and on to higher and still higher planes of life for aeons upon aeons of time. So continue on higher and higher, still higher. The universe is your home, and you shall explore its farthest recesses before the end of time. You are dwelling in the infinite mind of the all. You are dwelling in the infinite mind of the all, and your possibilities and opportunities are infinite, both in time and space. You are dwelling in the infinite mind of the all, and your possibilities and opportunities are infinite, both in time and space. And at the end of the grand cycle of aeons, when the all shall draw back into itself all of its creations, you will go gladly, for you will then be able to know the whole truth of being at one with the all. Okay? Such is the report of the illumined, those who have advanced well along the path. And in the meantime, rest calm and serene. You are safe and protected by the infinite power of the Father, Mother Mind. Interesting. In quotes, within the Father, Mother Mind, mortal children are at home. In quotes, there is not one who is fatherless nor motherless in the universe. All right. What time it is? What time it be? 9:22. I'm done. I'm not going to do the second chapter here because I want to go to bed. But maybe we'll come back and do it tomorrow. Okay. The divine paradox. All right. Once again, thank you for those who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you to those who are members of my Patreon. Okay. And that's all I got to say. Y'all have favor. Peace.